Hey everyone, hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency basically comes under descriptive statistics. As we know that descriptive statistics is used to describe the raw data using summary statistics, graphs and also the tables. In order to describe the data, we have a measure called as a measure of central tendency. So what is measure of central tendency? Measure of central tendencies are basically used to describe the central location of the data. If you want to understand how exactly data is distributed at the center, we go with measure of central tendency. And this measure of central tendency can be measured using three things. That is mean, median and the mode. These are the three measures which helps in describing the central location of the data. You might have a question like why measure of central tendency? Let's take a simple scenario in order to understand what exactly it is. Let's imagine that you are new to a Bangalore and you are planning to buy a house. In order to purchase a house, basically you look into your budget. Only based on a budget you can decide which area is good to purchase. Well, so we have three cities and we know our budget, that is 1000k dollar. This is my budget and based on this budget I need to decide which city is best in order to buy a house. For that we find the average house prices in city A, that is 2000k dollar, in city B it's a 900k dollar, in city C it's a 1300k dollar. Based on this average price, I can decide now which city suits my budget. So it clearly shows that city B is almost near to my budget, so I can purchase a house in city B because the price of a house will be around 900k dollar. Let's understand what is mean. Mean is used to find the average of all the observations. Whenever you want to find the average of anything, like height of a student, average weight, average marks, average salary, in that case, we're gonna use the mean. So we have two things like a sample mean, which is denoted by x bar, summation I equals 1 to n, xi divided by n, where n is number of observations in a sample. And the population mean is denoted by mu equals summation I equals 1 to n, capital Xi divided by capital N, where n stands for number of observations in a population. So we have a different formulas in order to find the mean of a sample as well as mean of a population. Let's look into an example in order to find the average weight of a student for the given data. So we have a data here and also we have weight of a students. We need to find the average weight. So how do you find it? A very first thing, we'll take up a formula. Since we have a sample of data, I'm taking a sample mean formula, that is x bar equals summation I equals 1 to n xi divided by n. Xi is nothing but just expanded. Since we have 8 observation, I'm gonna expand this formula as x1 to x8 divided by the total number of observations is 8. Sum all the numbers and divide it over 8. So we get total sum as 238 by 8. If you divide it, we're gonna get the average weight of our students as 29.75. This is how we're gonna find the mean of any data. Now let's see what is median. Median is nothing but it's a middle value when you sort a data in either increasing or decreasing order. Whenever you are given with a data, first try to arrange the data in either increasing or decreasing, and middle value in that sorted data will be the median. Median divides entire data into two equal parts, and median is one of the best measure in order to replace missing values whenever your data has outliers. Let's understand the rules to find median before finding a median. A very first thing, when we are given with our data, try to sort the data in either increasing or decreasing order. Once you sort it, median is the middle value when the number of observations are odd. Median will be the average of middle two values when number of observations are even. Let's look into the example. Let's see how to find the median. So when n is odd, in order to trace the location of a median value, you can use n plus 1 by 2. When n is even, you can use the formula n by 2 and n plus 1 by 2, because when it's an even number of observation, we're gonna get two values. Let's see how to find the median when number of observations is even. So clearly we have a different plans. I need to find the median value in this data. So very first thing, we need to sort this data in increasing order, that is from smallest to highest. Let me try to arrange them in increasing order. Alright, once you sort the data, now you have to decide based on whether you have even number of observations or an odd number of observations, you need to find the median value. So since n is even, the middle value is the average of middle two. That is, just take an average of 6.2 and 7.2 and divide it over 2. We're gonna get the median value as 6.7. Let me show you how to find the median value when you have odd number of observations. It shows clearly that you have 5 observations. Same rule, sort it in increasing order from smallest to highest. Once you sort, what you'll do? You need to find the middle value, that is a median value. Whenever n is odd, the middle value will be the median value, that is 7.2. This is all about the median. Here the entire data is divided into two equal parts. It shows that 50% of the data lie less than 7.2 and 50% of the observations is greater than 7.2. This is all about the median. Now let's see what is mode. Mode is nothing but it is one of the most frequently occurring or the most often repeated value. The mode is often calculated on categorical data, and there can be zero mode, there can be bimodal, and also there can be multimodal. Whenever you want to know like the most frequently occurring value, let's imagine you have male and a female. If you want to know uh, the most occurred gender is male or a female, in that case you can go with the mode. Let's take an example. So we have a different objects here like a ball, mango, car, plant, cycle, and also the tree. In this, we don't have any the frequently repeated object. So clearly there is no mode. We call it like a no mode or a zero mode. The next example. So among these observations or in objects, I can see car is repeated twice. That means the most frequently occurring object is a car. So we have a single mode. Let's look into the another example. So here I can see car is repeated twice and also bicycle is repeated twice. So that means the most frequently occurring object is the car and a bicycle. So we have two modes, we call it like a bimodal. The next example, I hope here you can see three objects repeated twice. That is, car is repeated twice, bicycle is repeated twice, and mango is repeated twice. So we have three modes and we call this as a multimodal. So this is how we understand the measure of central tendency with the help of mean, median, and a mode. Always go with a mean whenever you want to find average of something. Go with a median when you want to find the middle value, and go with a mode when you want to find the most frequently occurring value. And one important thing, whenever you want to replace some missing values, median is always the best option when your data is skewed or if your data has an outliers. Median is always the best option compared to a mean when your data has an outliers. Hope it's clear. Thank you. Happy learning.